always said, follow the path you're going instead of wandering into the jungle. But Mama always said, follow your heart and not your head. And my heart went wandering into the jungle.
Good morning, beautiful people! We are in Salento and today we are going to La Finca El Ocaso to make a coffee tour.
And this is the view of the road.
Are you happy, Luca?
Yeah, I don't drink coffee, so I will make the video for you guys. I will film Sara tasting and drinking all the coffee. And,
But you know, we are in the area of all the coffee plantation of Colombia. Even the highway, it's called Highway of the Coffee Highway, Autopista del Café, for example. This is not the highway, but even Ruta del Café Palestina. Everything is about the coffee, so it's impossible not to do a video about coffee. Luca doesn't drink coffee. I like coffee. I like my coffee in the morning, but I'm really interested about the process, how they do coffee. And I want to see a coffee plantation. I want to see how they do it. So I think even for you, Luca, could be interesting.
this is the road to get
This
there.
is the road.
It's off-road, it's dirt road. Mud road.
All farms, ecology.
Cows on my side.
1 point for you. When we were in Canada, Luca and I, we drove through Saskatchewan and Manitoba, and where sometimes we're like for 3-4 hours we were alone on this flat region, and we make a game. When you see a cow on your side, cow on my side, and you make a point. So now when we see a cow, my side on his side, we say cow on my side, cow on my side. Yeah, this is the game, van lifers game. Welcome to La Finca El Ocaso. From now on you will discover the best hidden secrets of Colombian coffee.
Followed it for a day, which turned into a night. Thought the tigers would take me, I thought I'd lose all the light. But I came across a clearing, thought my eyes were deceiving. I came across the jungle bowl, and they said, oh, we thought you wouldn't make it. Oh, well, ain't this such a blessing? Oh, you're dancing with the jungle fools.
These were the first baskets used for collecting coffee, made of bejuco. They were replaced with a plastic basket in 1973, but I love this one.
We have first Brazil, second Vietnam, third Colombia, and finally Indonesia. Yes, and those 4 countries produce the 75% of all the production of coffee around the world.
These are the 5 things we didn't know about coffee. The flowers of the coffee plant smells like jasmine. Incredible.
So the first task is to go in the plantation and take 1 red cherry. Let's go. I see one here. Guys, I wish you can smell the delicious, intense perfume of these flowers. Can you smell it, Luca?
Yeah, it's really nice and good.
I pick one.
And I will pick one here.
This is germinador. We use germinadores in order to plant the coffee seeds. We plant them in river sand And after 2 months, we have this little plant that we call it matchstick. Then after 10 days, the matchstick becomes a chapora. Chapora is a butterfly that we have here in this region, and the butterfly wings look really alike to these leaves. Then we plant chaporas in plastic bags. We let them grow 6 months. They become in colino de café. When the colino is 40 centimeters, it's ready for being planted in the field. 2 years later, we have coffee trees.
This is a seed, guys. I have one.
Well,
1.5.
sometimes you're going to find only one bean, right?
Yeah.
But usually you can find 2 halves. For example, yes, you have one. That's considered one bean.
Yeah.
This is a natural mutation. That's what we call pea berry. And pea berries are a really special type of coffee and represents only the 5% of the harvest.
It's really special.
Because you are special.
Yes, so please feel special. After 2 years, you need to come back here in order to see your coffee trees. Oh, bless you.
Allergic to coffee.
Yeah, you see? I just touch it and that's it.
Coffee plants have beautiful flowers, but they survive just 2 days.
When the coffee tree starts blooming, it's because it's ready for producing coffee. So this is the azar flower. After 3 days, the flower dies and the green cherries start growing. And 9 months later, we have red cherries or yellow cherries. The red ones and the yellow ones are different varieties. In the same tree, you cannot find red cherries and yellow cherries. But we can confuse the yellow ones with red ones unripe. And also this flower doesn't need wind or insects because it's self-pollination.
A coffee plant tree lives 21 years.
Every coffee tree has 5 years of production. And you can compare those 5 years with your fingers. Because the first 2 years the production increases. The 3rd year you are always going to have the best production. In the 4th year it starts decreasing. And in the 5th year the production is not the best. So in the 5th year, we chop the coffee tree, we leave the root and 30 centimeters of the stem inside the field. And that's what we call soca 30. And from that stem, another coffee tree starts growing again. And again, we have 2 years growing, 5 years of production. We only chop the coffee tree 3 times. The 3rd time, we remove the root and plant a new colino. If you do the math, a coffee tree can live 21 years. We are known for producing the lightest coffee in the world, and we want to keep that tradition and that image. All that you can see around is Arabica, and you can make the comparison. Liberica is a huge tree with low production, and Arabica is a short tree with high production. We plant coffee between 1,000 and 2,000 meters above the sea level. When we plant coffee above 1,600 meters, is what we call mountain coffee or special coffee. Because at that altitude, coffee develops more fragrance and more acidity.
I don't like so much the acidity in the coffee, but I'm really curious to taste this one.
Okay, we're about to start working here in the coffee farm, picking all the red and yellow.
I don't know where is
seeds.
the entrance. Probably the entrance was up there. Look up.
Yes, let's get inside there. There is a beautiful red one over there.
Pick it. Otherwise we get fired.
Yeah, we don't want to
I
get
don't want to
fired.
get fired the first day.
First day of work. Is any spider or snakes in there?
Actually, you can find them, but it's pretty unusual to find snakes. Don't worry about snakes.
Okay, Sara, no snakes, but she didn't mention spiders, so probably...
You can find some spiders. Some spiders, but don't worry, they are not going to bite you.
I'm afraid. I just want to pick coffee.
It's the good attitude, Sara.
Good attitude?
Yeah.
Look. We are hard workers, you know.
Oh, up there, look up there.
Where? There?
Yes, that was really red. Okay, I don't know if you can hear this noise, but it's starting to rain.
It's really unpredictable, the weather here in Salento, in Colombia.
You'll get wet. we will get wet. We lost Sara in the air. I can see her red.
I'm the same color of the coffee.
Sara!
Yeah, I'm coming.
It's time to go away.
Need to find my way back.
Come here. There's a monkey here coming out from the forest.
If you squeeze the coffee seed out of the cherry and you taste it, you will discover that it's really sweet.
Now, choose the reddest cherry you have, the brightest cherry you have. Done?
Tequila worm. The gusano we had in Mexico.
How does it taste?
It's sweet.
Don't
Does
bite
it taste
it.
like coffee?
No.
Not yet, right? That sweet slime is mucilage. Mucilage is coffee's natural sugar. With that mucilage we prepare different processes, limited editions of coffee, because now you know coffee has natural sugars. Okay? Now you can split the seeds. If we pick coffee with our hands, we can make the first important selection. We only pick the red ones and the yellow ones. Why do you think we plant all those trees together and not only coffee?
So they plant all these other trees. First reason, for the shade. Second reason,
So to the biodiversity, and third reason, to feed the coffee pickers.
Their dresses made from spider silk, their jewelry made from bones. Their instruments came hanging and they put on a show for me. The jungle queen, they said, oh, we thought you wouldn't make it, oh, but ain't this such a blessing, oh, you're dancing with the jungle fools.
For grass, fruits we don't eat, pieces of wood, and leaves, and also the coffee shells. So we move the compost twice a day and 50 days later. When the compost is dried, we use it in the field for fertilization. We use 60% of natural compost and 40% of potassium. Now let's go back to the farm to see the second stage, the benefit. When the coffee pickers come here, they weigh all the cherries they have because they are not paid by hours but by kilos. And a coffee picker, when we are in harvest, they can pick between 120 kilos and 180 kilos per day. All the cherries that you have, put it inside the small machine.
Wow, you had the full basket.
We use the despulpadoras. We use them in order to remove the shells. So from one side we have the shells and from the other side we have the beans. This machine was invented in 1891 by Otto Nicholas Kuhl von der Fetch, and he was German and he was living in Nicaragua.
nowadays they're using the same machine that we saw right here, but of course it's a different one, it's a bigger one, and it's electric, it's a mechanical one.
Makes hot air blow from down to up at 50 Celsius degrees until the coffee is dried. And that process takes between 2 and 5 days. The silo doesn't work with gas, wood, oil or gasoline because coffee gets easily contaminated by additional flavors. If we use wood in order to create the heat, your coffee is going to taste and smells like smoke. That's why when coffee is dried, it has a second skin. We remove that second skin, and that's what we burnt in the silo in order to make it work. Okay? Now let me show you the traditional way in which we dry coffee. So let's go to Marquesina. use them in order to dry coffee using sunlight. With the plastic bags, we control temperature. 30 Celsius degrees inside is perfect for drying coffee. And drying coffee here takes longer than in the silo. And also in here we need to move coffee 4 times a day because we need an homogeneous drying. If you take a look, we have here coffee, this coffee that is lighter. This is the full wash coffee, the one in which we remove all the mucilage. This coffee that is a bit darker, this is the one we wash once. So it keeps a bit of the mucilage, and that's red honey. Here we have different processes. Natural is the one we dry with the shell on. This coffee is really intense, it's really fruity. Honey is the one we saw in the marquesinas. Remember, we have the full wash coffee, the one that is lighter. The coffee we wash once, it's red honey because it keeps a bit of the mucilage. And the darker one, black honey, the one we don't wash, so it keeps all those sugars. This is what we finally roast, grind, and drink. And also this is the way in which we export coffee to the world. We don't roast it before exportation because every country has their own levels of roasting. Cisco, this is the second skin we can remove when the beans are dried.
There is first cup coffee, mostly for exportation, and second cup coffee, mostly for Colombia.
And Pergamino is first class coffee. You can take one. Please remove that yellow skin. You just need to open it with your nails. And a coffee bean is Cisco plus almond.
Pergamino is the first cup coffee. Once this coffee was the one that was exported to the rest of the world because it's the first quality coffee. And what remain in Colombia is Pasilla, it's the second cup coffee. Nowadays, yeah, it's the second choice. Nowadays, luckily, you can find both coffee, first cup coffee and second one coffee in Colombia too. That's why probably when you talk to Colombian people, they say, you know, when you go to Italy, when we go to United States, when we go to Europe, the taste of the coffee is better. But now this thing is changing because you can find first cup coffee in Colombia too.
Oh, we thought you would make it. Oh, well, ain't this such a blessing? Oh, now you're dancing with the jungle fool.
Now let me teach you 5 tips to prepare a delicious cup of coffee. We have high roasting is usually used in Colombia for second class coffee. Remember, the coffee I told you is not for exportation. That coffee needs high roasting because we need to banish all those imperfections behind the burnt flavor. Medium roasting is for first class coffee. With that medium roasting we highlight attributes in our coffee. And the light roasting, it's kind of hard to find it in supermarket because coffee tastes too watery and a little bit too acid. In ancient times, well, this is the traditional way in which we used to roast coffee. But if you see, we have some of the beans are burnt, some of them are kind of light. So that's why nowadays we only use the roasting machine because we can't have an homogeneous roasting. We need fine grinding for the espresso machine. In the espresso machine, we need a fast extraction. We need water go really fast through coffee. Medium grinding is for the calita, the Chemex, the siphon, the air press, and also for the fabric filters, the one we use in Colombia. Because we need water go through coffee, not that fast as in the espresso machine, but not that slow. And the coarse grinding is for the French press. The French press works by brain fusion, so we need a really slow extraction. We need coffee to be longer in contact with water.
Italian have to make one.
Yeah! Now, Sarah, pay attention to the instructions.
Yeah.
You are going to pour water in the center,
Yeah.
then in circles, and when you can see all the surface is wet, you stop.
Okay. Okay.
If you want, you can come here if you want to
And
watch.
then,
If you want, you can come here, guys.
and then I stop.
Yes. So, guys, this is the brain fusion. We need a brain fusion in the filter methods because we want to make sure all the coffee inside the filter is in contact with water. This is the blooming part. Coffee starts growing, absorbing water and opening. Just like a flower starts blooming. With the roasting process, we activate caffeine. This is the traditional way in which we prepare coffee in Colombia. We use fabric filters because we can wash them again and again and again. And the secret, guys, if we don't have a fabric filter, we can use a sock.
Okay, I need to film this because this is the first time.
I will taste the coffee, and as you can see, it's raining like crazy. Guess why? It's a really special moment.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Okay for you? Okay. So Sara, did you like this coffee?
I like less acid coffee.
I see. So you need to choose a different brewing method.
Okay.
Because with the filter methods, we highlight acidity in our coffee.
Oh, we thought you wouldn't make it. Oh.
Good evening, beautiful people.
After a coffee tour, tonight we are gonna cook for you a Colombian meal that we mentioned in the previous video.
So someone asked us, why don't you show us cooking something typical Colombian? So we are doing sancocho tonight.
With our new pressure cooker. So we are testing the new pan and we are testing our ability to cook the Colombian meal. Thank you, Marina, for the recipe.
Marina teach us to cook sancocho, so tonight we are trying to do it.
We just missed plátano, but we have plantain, but we have all the other ingredients. So we just we will make our best with what we have. The ingredients for the recipe are potatoes, yuca, carrots, onion, and meat. We are using Barcino meat. Marina told us to use copete for sancocho. Actually, I don't know the name. I will make a research what is the name for
In English?
In English, it's beef. Then we will add some instant broth cube. One is chicken and the other one is vegetable. And water, of course.
Nice meat. Okay, ready to start the fire.
Hey Luca!
Let's try the sancocho made by Sara
And Lucky.
and Luki. Sarita and Luki.
Sarita and Lucky. Sancocho caliente.
It's excellent. It's really good.
Muy rico.
Muy rico. The sancocho was delicious.
Thank you, Marina. If you like the coffee tour, if you like the sancocho, if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel.
Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video.
We love you guys, we appreciate you. Thank you for coming along with us in every video.
See you on the next one.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Good night.
You're dancing with the jungle fool. You're dancing with the jungle fools. Yeah, you're dancing with the jungle fools. You're dancing with the jungle fools. Yeah, you're dancing with the jungle fools.